Good morning, everyone. Today's social studies assignment is to take your DBQ outline and turn it into your draft. The goal for today will be to complete the draft for the introductory paragraph and your first body paragraph. So let's take a look at how I used my previous DBQ outline and turned it into two well-written paragraphs. Okay. The first thing we want to do is set our document up in MLA format. You will see I did include that resource of directions as a reminder for how you can do that. Okay, I pretended to be Harley Favario. I take Miss Mitchell's class. I am in 6C. If you're O1, just write O1. O2, you write O2. Social studies. And the date is 23 March 2020. Okay, because today is the 23rd, and in MLA format, we do put that date first. Okay, up here, remember the last name and the number. How to do that, you go to insert, page numbers, and it's going to be your first option here. It will automatically put a 1 up here. You'll click your cursor before it, and you will type your last name. All right, so what I did here was I actually copied and pasted some of my information from my outline onto this document. You are not to do that. I did it so that I can give you a better visual of how exactly I used my outline to create my draft. Okay, so I also color coded just because, again, I think if I'm not there with you, this creates a little bit better of a visual for you to use. So here with my grabber, I made it blue. My background, I made it green. Restating the question with defining terms, I made it red. And my thesis statement, I made it pink. Okay, so here is my intro paragraph. I started with my grabber. Should a great man think of others or only himself? This is the question everyone must ask when analyzing Alexander the Great. Now, you will notice this next line here is in black, and that's because it was not included in my outline. However, your outline was just notes. It was guidelines for you to follow to keep your writing organized in the pre-writing stage. You will have to add more sentences and a little bit more detail in your draft. So this is an example of me doing that. Again, you want to make sure that everything flows nicely. Now I go into my background information. So some of this I was able to take straight from my outline, and then the rest of it was just me adding some detail to explain a little bit more. So in the 300s BCE, Philip of Macedonia conquered Greece. When he died, his 20-year-old son Alexander became king. Here's my detail that I added. Alexander was ambitious and determined to expand his empire, so he went to war against Persia, the strongest empire at the time. It is a fact that Alexander was able to conquer others and create a vast empire of his own. But these achievements alone do not warrant him the great man. Okay? I am gearing up here. You can almost tell with this transition sentence. I am gearing up to give you my thesis statement. But first I need to kind of rewrite that question, defining what exactly I think is great. I took this from my outline. A great man should have integrity, humility, and value the lives of others. Alexander was not great because he slaughtered thousands, he was spoiled with a big ego, and he did not make sure that his empire would last. This last line in pink because that is my thesis statement. So you can see I was able to take a lot of my information straight from my outline, but I did need to add some detail, some more original sentences to make sure that everything flowed nicely. You had just enough context in my intro to understand the point I plan on proving throughout this essay. Okay. The other goal for today, aside from drafting your intro paragraph, is to draft your first body paragraph. So what I did, again, I just copied and pasted my information from my outline. You are not to do that. You can use you need to use your outline, but it just creates a better visual for you to see. Okay, so my topic sentence 1 is coming from prong. That's why I bolded that here. Okay, I made that pink, my evidence purple, my explanation orange, my what statement this dark color. Okay, so the first reason Alexander was not great was because he slaughtered thousands in order to build his empire. Right, you can see I added a transition phrase here because I do want to keep my writing organized. That's why I bolded that. Okay, and this was my topic sentence that I took straight from my outline. In order to extend his empire and build a godlike name for himself, Alexander needed to conquer Persia. About 100,000 enemy soldiers and civilians, document E. So some of you might be thinking to yourself, oh my goodness, Harley Favorito made a mistake here because there are no quotation marks. Okay, Harley actually did a nice job here because this is not quoted directly from the text. It is taken from document E, but it actually combined a few different of the facts listed on that chart and put it into one sentence. So this is paraphrasing the information. And when we paraphrase, meaning you take information, but you do change the wording, it's not quoted exactly as it is seen in the text, you still need to cite it parenthetically. So you still need to tell me which document you got it from, but you don't necessarily need to use quotation marks, because nowhere on that chart will you find this exact sentence. I combined some of the different facts here from that chart. I do still need to explain this. This shows that Alexander did not value the lives of others in order to achieve what he wanted. The fact that he also took the lives of many civilians proves that he cared more about his glory than the lives of innocent people. As I told you before, you will need 2 pieces of evidence to support each topic sentence. So I used one piece, I need another piece to support that he slaughtered thousands. So I use a nice transition word here. You can see I bolded the word additionally. This time I do quote directly from the text, so I need my quotation marks. Alexander ordered that all except those who sought sanctuary, safety in the temple, were to be slain, and his commands were executed with savage relish. This is from document C. Now, I didn't provide a whole for this, so I make sure to do that right after and then explain. These commands took place at Tyre, which held strong against Alexander and his army for months. This clearly frustrated Alexander and fueled his merciless rage to slaughter these people rather than roll over them. The way he instructed his men to kill with joy is menacing, and further proves that Alexander was by no means a great man. Okay, now I need that so what statement. Again, I bolded a transition word here to show you that I am about to wrap up this paragraph. Overall, Alexander stopped at no cost when it came to expanding his empire, slaughtering thousands who stood in his way. So if I go back and look here, Alexander cared more about conquering and killing than about making the life of others better. You can see I actually changed that a bit here. I thought that this got my point across better. All right, but I didn't update my outline because I wanted to show you that you are allowed to change some of the things you have in your outline when you're drafting. The outline is there to help you keep your writing organized, okay? So this is it for today. Your goal is to use your outline. You're going to set your document up in MLA format, and you need to draft your intro paragraph and first body. You have all day to turn this in. You must turn it in even though the essay is not finished. I will return it back to you by Wednesday. This way we can keep working and you'll get some feedback from me. Okay? Happy drafting.